Krishnamshi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Krishnamshi. Explain about yourself.
Thank you for this opportunity to introduce about myself, sir. My name is A. Krishnamshi Reddy and I am from Anandapuram. I have completed my BTech in Computer Science and Engineering from Sri Venkateswara University in 2025. And when it comes about my technical skills, I have good knowledge on Python, Java and SQL Server.
Okay, tell me about the difference between Java versus Python. Which one is difficult, which one is simple?
Basically, Python has simple syntax than compared to Java, and Java is strongly typed programming language. Java is more secure than compared to Python.
Then why you completed your project in Python?
My academic project was based on Python, and all are interested on Python programming.
Nice.
So I chose to do project.
Okay, tell me then differences between interpreted language versus programming language, whatever you mentioned, right? So is it Python and Java? Tell me about what is meant by interpreting.
Interpretation is nothing but the overall code was checked in line by line process, and the compiler was like the overall code will be checked not by line by line. The overall code will be taken in a structured format. It comes compiled compilation process, and the overall structure will be formed into a type of structure like tree format, and that will be carried out and give a result accordingly.
Okay, great. So tell me about JVM architecture.
Basically, JVM is used to take the dot class file from the executed overall code, and that dot class file was converted into byte code, which will be understood by the.
Okay.
So JVM is used to convert the dot class file to machine level language.
That's called native code, you can
Native
say.
code.
Yeah, go on. Good. What are the steps in a JVM architecture?
The JVM architecture was initially divided into 5 types, named class loader subsystem and memory management and execution engine and Java native interfaces and Java native methods. And when it comes about class loader subsystem is divided into 3 parts, named loading, and inside the loading we have bootstrap class loader. The bootstrap class loader is used to load the core Java classes and libraries. And when it comes about extension class loader, the extension class loader is used to it is a specific file inside the Java home/lib. Those files, the classes present inside the extension will be loaded into our code, and it was deprecated after Java 8.
What is JIT compiler?
JIT compiler is nothing but it is called as just-in-time compiler. It is a Java-related compiler, overall code, and helps the interpreter. The interpreter checks the code line by line, but the JIT compiler will help the interpreter by giving the machine level code to interpreter, which was the hard code present in the overall code. So that will help the interpreter to reduce time.
Okay, great. So tell me about garbage collection.
The garbage collection is used to take the nullified objects inside the Java.
How Java will know nullified objects? No. Is it going to use any algorithm?
We basically have some different types of situations where the object was nullified.
Object was unreachable, not nullified.
Unreachable, like Iceland of isolation, anonymous objects, and reassigning, and inside a method and inside a block, and also reassigning.
Reassigning the object, nullifying the object.
Nullifying the object.
Okay. So tell me what is the algorithm it is using? Tell me about mark sweep algorithm. Mark sweep algorithm.
It will just check the overall values, and if that was nullified, that will simply clears the value. That's what mark and sweep.
Good, great. So you mentioned arrays also, right?
Yes.
So tell me jogged array. What is array? Why we need array? Already we have a variable. Then why should I go for array?
A variable just stores a single value. An array will store the sequence of elements, and in arrays we can also have multi-dimensional arrays. And basically when it comes about jagged array, for example, take a two-dimensional array. When we specify the size of the first dimension of the array, and inside that there will be a second dimension also will be there. So the specific element dimension of the specific first element or second element inside them will be declared after the creation of array. So that will comes under jagged array. The array inside of the array, the size.
Array of arrays also you can consider jagged array. Great. Tell me about linear search and binary search.
Linear search is like searching the overall code in a single time, and the linear search will take a single for loop, and it will take a big O of time complexity. And when it comes about binary search, before you perform binary search, the overall code must be sorted and we will just take the mid value inside that binary search by taking left plus right minus left by 2, and so that we will just shift the mid values in left side or right side depending upon the situations, like the how the values and the condition logical requirement upon the
So
points.
okay, what about linear search time complexity?
Big O of n, sir, for loop
Big O of
use
n.
of it.
Okay. So what about this space complexity for linear search and binary search?
Space we doesn't require any space for
New variables we don't need to record, so it should be like
so
big
no
of one
space.
only. Okay.
Yes.
But you can bubble sort. Bubble
Yes,
sort, right?
yes,
Explain about bubble sort and time complexities of bubble sort.
Okay, when it comes about bubble sort, we use 2 for loops inside it, and we take before the bubble sort will be sorted, and our main goal is to sort the overall array. And the bubble sort starts with the left side of the array, and we'll check the adjacent elements side by side, and we will just send the biggest element to the rightmost corner of the array is called as so on the rightmost element in the every for loop, the rightmost element will be the biggest number, so we can neglect the rightmost number in the second for loop. And we also have, we can say the first for loop will can be length of the arrays minus 1.
Okay. So what is the time complexity about bubble sort again?
So here we used 2 for loops, so it will takes big O of n log n time n square time complexity. But when it the array is already sorted, it will just does not take best time complexity like big O of 1.
Big O of n. Okay. So that's what, right? If you want to take the big O of n, what we need to add for your general bubble sort programming? General bubble sort programming is having order O of n square, right?
Yes.
If it is converting to O of n, we need to add something, right? What is that something?
We use Boolean data. We use a flag like system such that it says array is already sorted like that. So we can avoid the multiple looping inside second for loops.
Super. Great. Nice. So tell me typecastings.
We have 2 types of typecasting, like implicit and explicit typecasting. Storing of a smaller ranged numerical value or different data type values into a bigger one is called as implicit typecasting. And explicit is nothing but storing a big type of data type value into the smaller.
Tell me about boxing, auto boxing and unboxing.
Wrapping of a specific data type is called as
what are the wrapper classes?
Like integer string is the wrapper class.
String is a wrapper class? String is a normal class.
Integer capital double.
Okay. So for every primitive data types, we have a class is called wrapper class. That's all. Yeah. So great job, Vamshi. Good job. So we'll meet next time. Thank you.